It's not playing the game. It's winning that counts.
Yeah, baby.
It's not playing the game. It's winning that counts.
Yeah.
It's not playing the game. It's winning that counts.
Yeah, baby. We're gonna go out there and win.
This is Just Win Bets, baby.
Just win, baby.
With Joe DeFan and Shane O'Mac.
How do they keep winning?
Live on the Sports Bet Winning Network.
What an amazing weekend for us, my friend. Welcome, of course, to the show. I'm, of course, joined with Shane O'Mac. Shane-O, again, what a weekend, my friend.
Huge weekend. Hopefully you guys have been following. Oh my God, we are so hot. That hat might just bust into flames. You put that on your head.
I had to change hats just now. Holy cow. What
Huge weekend. I mean, we got 2-0 for NFL picks, 6-0 college basketball picks. UFC went 3-2, not bad,
right?
But it's still profitable because we had a couple plus money bets in there. So huge weekend. Good God, we're on fire.
And we just ended 2-1 in the EFL Championship for myself. I think 1-2. We got to have to double check, or maybe 1-1 in EPL for the soccer. It's always hard to do that. We'll have, of course, some EFL League 1 and League 2, the lower league mid card, which will be aired tomorrow. And don't forget, Chano, 2-0 NHL on Saturday. We took the day off yesterday.
Yeah, day off. I mean, yeah, we were busy with football and everything else going on, and staying up late for UFC the night before.
Yeah.
So yeah, we took day off NHL yesterday. We have 2 plays today. Not doing too great so far, but still early in both games.
Right.
So we'll see how it goes.
Right.
But 2-0 in NHL. Forgot about that too. So great weekend all around. Made a lot of money this weekend.
Time to cash out. Time to pop one. As you can see here. No alcohol, just the regular Diet Mountain Dew. 0 sugar. That might be
I said Coca-Cola Classic.
Yeah,
here.
we might have to get some sponsors on that one. We are.
Uh-oh. I can't hear you. I don't know if you can hear me.
I muted my mic there. I'm sorry about that. I was too busy.
I couldn't hear anything you said. I was like, I can't hear you. I went on the YouTube page and said, I can't hear you.
Sorry about that.
On.
I hit because I popped my what do you call it? The Mountain Dew there. So I apologize, guys. What I was saying there, Chino, is could you imagine the AFC and the NFC, the game switching there? So could you imagine the NFC going first and then the AFC going second?
Yeah.
But Blizzard. And
it would have been a totally different game. Maybe not. I mean, it was a pretty low scoring game.
Right.
So, hey, we had the under. So, Way scoring under. So, Way hit the under easily with that. It wasn't even a threat. Right. So, yeah, that would have been crazy, though, because it started snowing like near the end of that Denver Patriots game. If they would have pushed that back and it was a 6:30 game, it would have been a totally different game. I always like watching snow games, though. Snow games are fun to watch.
Right. Absolutely. But a huge turnaround, and then we can go over the coaching, of course, of what happened. You know, I've said this in well, I mean, it helps us because we hit, but I've said this numerous times on both games. In playoffs, you got to take the points. Throw the analytics out. You got to maybe go early, but when it's close towards the end of the game, you got to take the points.
I agree 100%. I texted you that while we were watching it. And I said, like, the Rams game, I was like, McVay, take the 3 here because then all you need is a field goal.
Right.
At the end of the game there was 5 minutes left. You have to trust your defense. And I think you kick the field goal, get 3, you're only down by 1. They got the ball back. What was it, like 35 seconds left or whatever it was?
Yeah.
Still, it's easier to get in field goal range when there's 35 seconds than to try and score a touchdown, right?
Yeah,
especially
absolutely.
when you have these kickers that are making 60-yard field goals on the regular nowadays. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
So take the points. So many coaches are scared of just taking the points. They want to go for it, and I get they want to get it. They want to be aggressive and all that stuff. But I mean, it's hard to pass up points to me.
Folks, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and thumbs up. Really appreciates the channel. You can even text us during the show. So again, we're adding some new features here. We're getting started, but let's go and get started with the first game here, Shannon, with the recap, which is, of course, the AFC Championship. It was 10-7, so if you had the under, I mean, no one expected that, not even executive producer Mike there, with the under 43.5 points hit, as well as the Broncos plus 3.5 hits there. So that ticket cash. Now, Shayna, what we did, we added a couple points to our stuff. We did Broncos plus 5.5, under 46.5 on the alt spread, plus 124. So we just did a same game parlay. But Shayna, as you can see here, look at the stats, my friend. If no one, I'll tell you this, no one had Drake May under 100 yards. That's hats off to the Denver Broncos there.
No, nobody had that. Nobody at all. I mean, he's been close to 100. He's averaging over 200 yards a game. That Broncos, their secondary is so good, man. So good. They had so many good plays that where they were breaking up passes. That secondary is elite, right? And then it helps them get some sacks too, and a lot of them are coverage sacks. A lot of people talk about that. You might hear that, right? Secondary covers everybody so well. Quarterback has to hold on to the ball for an extra second, gets you an extra sack, right? That secondary is so good. I mean, holding them to 86 yards, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. So we cash that there. You can see there on the bottom there, check it. That means we cash it. Stedham, not bad, 133 yards. But here's the problem that I had with the Denver Broncos quarterback there. You got to learn to just throw it away, because that New England wasn't scoring at all, right? So New England, it was a backwards pass. I mean, again, it helps us, right, with our other tickets. But you got to learn to just, you're trying to make a play. Just take you're trusting your defense. And that 7 point, I mean, it's irrelevant. And I text you that as well, Shayna, regarding, hey, they are the referees are not allowing them to finish the play, because that was a scoop and score. And you know what I had on my ticket there, Shano? I had, okay, you ready for this? I had defensive touchdown in that one.
Yeah, that sucks.
That sucks.
Yeah. I thought they're supposed to let it play and let the review take over. I always thought that was the thing. Let's let it play out, and then then go to replay and let it take over and see what actually happened, right?
Yeah,
I guess not, because they stopped it. So
yeah. But again,
I swear the NFL made that decision years ago.
They did.
Yeah,
they did, and it's the same thing that happened with Cup, which we're going to talk about in a minute. But with the process of catching the ball. Now, again, it helps our bet. I'm just saying. In general. But back to the odds, or back to the recap here, Shano. RJ Harvey, 37 yards, 22 receptions. Sutton, I mean, this was a good game, but towards definitely third quarter, fourth quarter was a blizzard, man. I couldn't see anybody, and I think Tony Romo called it out of, hey, that was smart of New England wearing the whites, because the snow, it just blends in. You can't see anything. You know what I mean? But I
think, the Broncos, I guess, screwed themselves over with that one, because the home team gets to pick the color jersey, I think.
Right.
So they get to pick which ones they want to wear. The away team has to pick the opposite, right?
Yeah.
So, but that beneficial for sure for them, right? You blend in with that snow a little more. Harder for that quarterback to see where the defenders are, everything, right?
Right.
So it might have been why Drake May only got 86 yards, though. He couldn't see his receivers.
Yeah. So, had some rushing touchdowns, but here's the other thing. Stevenson with 71 yards on the ground, and a couple nice shots there with Holland. But here's most of that 86 yards that Drake May got was from a freaking flea flicker.
Yeah, he didn't do much all game. That's for sure. He did nothing all game. So shout out that Denver defense, man. They played their butts off, and they have a championship level defense. It's their offense couldn't do anything. Hands off to the Patriots defense as well. I mean, they were stopping them. I know it's hard with a backup quarterback, but historically, Sean Payton's actually done pretty well with backup quarterbacks when they come in.
Yeah.
Especially with Stidham, who's been there for 2 years. But that's the reason why he's a backup as well, right? So.
That is true. That is true. You're more than welcome to leave a comment, folks, on our chat. We'll respond to you. Don't worry about it. We will definitely give us a shout out, and we'll definitely respond. So here's the thing. That's 1-0. That you mentioned earlier in the show how we were dominant, pretty much dominant the whole weekend. So that's 1-0 on the NFL. Let's go to the second game here, Shano. It is, of course, the Rams and the Seattle Seahawks. Let's recap that one for our folks at home. And again, I hope you guys are staying safe. Majority of the U.S. got destroyed with the snow, man. I mean, no one's plowed my roads.
Yeah, mine either. Mine's like a sheet of ice out there. It is bad. It is bad.
So you kids,
it is bad.
You kids be safe and stay home from this weather. Yeah. Hey, I agree with Jenna's on here saying run the ball. Got to run the ball. Got to run the ball on this, my friend. So let's look at the stats here. Stafford, I mean, they're amazing from both Darnold and Stafford. No, we didn't know going into this game. We were like, are we going to get the good Darnold or are we going to get the bad Darnold? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And here's another tidbit there, Shano. First USC quarterback in the Super Bowl.
Wow, that's surprising.
That is very surprising.
Because they've had some decent quarterbacks over the years.
Yeah,
that's surprising. I didn't know that stat.
Yeah. Let's go Stafford. 22.
He got drafted the same year as Josh Allen and Lamar.
Yeah.
So it's surprising also that he's the first one from that draft class to make the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So that's another surprising thing there too that surprised me. I heard.
The Stafford went 22 for 35 for 374, 3 touchdowns, 16 rushing yards. Williams for 39 yards, 22 reception touchdown, and that was the one that was clearly wide open. But 9 receptions for Puka, 9 reception, 165, and that was that last touchdown that Stafford threw. That was off of that stupid penalty from the defensive back there. Shano, talk a little bit about that.
That was so dumb. Just play football. Play football. He had a great stop on that play. Great stop. Broke the ball up, got it out of there, made it to the 4th down. It was would have been 4th and 12, right? And then he's sitting there talking, yelling at the Rams sideline. And then actually, I think what got him the flag is he started walking towards the sideline and actually stepped into the little white side out of bounds area. Right. And I think that's what really got him the flag there is because once you start walking towards the other team, the refs don't want that to happen at all. Yeah. Right. So they threw the flag, and I think it was deserving. A lot of people were saying questionable, like the NFL is a no-fun league, yada, yada, yada. But you can't act like that, man. Right. Act like you've been there before. Break it up. Celebrate after the game when you beat them. Right?
Sure.
And then he gets beat the next play against Puka.
Right.
Puka just burns him for a touchdown. The next play. You're talking all that trash for no reason because he's stuck the next play.
Right. I tweeted out there, hey man, cut him right on the spot. I would have, or I don't even know.
I'm surprised they let him stay in after that play.
Yeah,
McDonald did.
I agree.
After that, I would have pulled him, got him out of there for at least the play, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Darnold, of course, 25 for 36 for 346. Both, as Jenna points out, both of them almost 400 yards here. 3 touchdowns, 9 yards rushing for Darnold. Walker, though, because you don't have Charbonnet in lineup anymore because of the season injury there, 19 carries for 62 yards and 49 yards reception there. But what about JSN, my friend? He was open I don't even know. They couldn't even cover the guy. 5 receptions, 52 yards, touchdown. Both cashed here. If you had the Seattle Seahawks minus 2.5, we got it in early, Shana, as you know, at minus 1.5 at 105. But I'm a little surprised on the
JSN numbers a little. It should be 152.
152. Yeah, I think that's a typo. Yeah, that's a typo there. 152. The over under there was very surprising though. I didn't think it was going to go over. I didn't. We didn't take it obviously, but 45.5. It definitely went over. but I didn't see that.
Way over. I thought it would be a little bit lower scoring. I thought it'd be close to that. I thought that's why I stayed away from that number. I thought it was going to be around there, but
Right.
I mean, this one went way over.
Yeah.
It went way over.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we just talked about the Patriots and Broncos game, and there was no points. This was the complete opposite of that, right? This is scoring all over the place, and that's surprising too, because Seattle has a really good defense, but McVay kind of, I feel like, has like something about McDonald's defense where he knows that somebody else doesn't. Because if you look at all the Seattle's games, they're all pretty low scoring. The other team is pretty low scoring, except for the 3 times they played the Rams. The Rams have actually put some points up on them.
Yeah.
So shout out to McVay and Stafford for figuring out who to get open and the extra work they prepare for, because they were on once again. You get 27 points, you're going to win that game more often than not, but you don't win it this time.
So the question of the night here, Shano, would you have kicked to 3? Because they would have been down by 1.
Yes, I texted you that I would have. It was 5 minutes left. It wasn't like 4th and 1. It was like 4th and 4, right? Something like that. 4th and 3. So I mean that's makeable sometimes, but it's still lower percentage chance than like just doing like a QB sneak or something like that, right? Yeah. So I would have taken the points. It would have been an easy chip shot field goal. You have 5 minutes left. Trust your defense, right? And then that way you only need a field goal to win it. That's what I would have done.
Yeah. As you can see here on the stats there was a mistake there for JSN. 5 reception, 152, not 50, but 152. As Jenna pointed out here, that's 30 yards a catch.
Yeah. I mean, that dude's incredible.
Yeah.
When he gets the ball, he is so fast. Like
Yeah.
his acceleration is just like he takes right off. As soon as he gets the ball in his hand, he goes like from 0 to 60 in like half a second. It's like boom, he's there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
so
Walker.
he's such a good player.
Walker's fast too.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think not having Charbonnet hurt Seattle, because we talked about this when we were doing our bets, talking about our bets and how many yards Seahawks had against the Rams the first 2 games. They had like 170. I forget the total. What it was 172 one game, and then like 145 the other game. And in this game, they only had 75 total yards. So I think the Rams focused on trying to stop that run as well. But having Charbonnet dispel Walker, I think that hurt him a bunch in that game. I mean, they still won the game, but
Sure.
I think that would have helped them out in the run game a ton.
Sure. So those, of course, are our 2-0, and you can see there on the bottom there, folks, where we both agreed that the Seahawks -1.5 at -105. We got that in early. So you know, when we first saw it, because that's when the odds came out, right? When we first saw it, I was like, hey, we need on DraftKings, we need to get on that like now.
Yeah.
And it was going up and down throughout the week, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, it went to like -3.5 at one point, and then it went to like -2.5 starting around Thursday, Friday, and then it pretty much stayed at 2.5, -2.5. That would have covered too. So, I mean, they won by 4, right? So even the 3.5 would have covered. But yeah, we jumped on that early as soon as it picked. As soon as that Seattle game ended in the divisional round, we started looking, and then because I mean Seattle looked dominant over 49ers.
Yeah.
They looked like nobody was going to stop them the next week.
Yeah. Shano, of course, we'd be reminiscent if we didn't actually talk about, I think we'll get that a little bit later, the what we're expecting to see in the Super Bowl a little bit later in the show. But that was our 2-0 play. Shano, let's talk about UFC, and let's look at our recap on this one. Now, we went 3-2 for the night, but let's go, of course, on the championship games there. And this is pretty interesting that on this one there, where Patty, I don't even know where to begin with this guy. I honestly don't know even begin. If you had, of course, Justin Gaethje at Moneyline, nice win there. If you had him by decision, that's huge at plus 550. We did, of course, by decision. By submission. So that's
we had Patty by
submission. Okay, at plus 130.
I mean, I was watching that fight, and he was just trying to stand and punch with him, and I was like, you don't do that against Justin Gaethje, which that's his strength. That's what he's known for, right? That's that's his A game. That's what he wants you to do. He wants you to try and stand toe and toe with him because that dude's got power for that division, like really impressive power. Shout out to Patty Pimblett though. He showed that he has a chin. He was taking some massive shots, and then still standing up. But he never went down. I think he went for one takedown all 5 rounds. That's it.
Yeah.
And he's the better grappler and the better wrestler between these two. That's what it should have been his game plan, is going there and trying to wrestle Gaethje, trying to get him down to the ground. Because then that's the way I thought it would have gone, and that's when the submission would have played into play, right there. But obviously it didn't work that way. But I will say, Patty, he showed hell of a heart, man. He was taking some shots. And stayed till the end. Didn't get knocked out or anything. So that impressed me about him.
So we lose that one, the championship bout. But let's go, of course, to the a winner on this one. So in this one, of course, I'm talking about Sean O'Malley. And as you can see here, guys, we took, if you took the money line, we thought it wasn't going to happen in the sense of money line for taking it because the odds were just too much. It was minus 205. Didn't get a nice value there. What we did decide to go is by decision at +1 at even money. So we went Sean O'Malley by decision at +100. Definitely went over 2.5 rounds at minus 270. So we may look in our models in the future where we can actually kind of do like a same game parlay like we did for the NFL in other sports, right? So we might even look into in the future, Shano, I wanted to catch your thoughts on that, like a money line and over 2.5 rounds. I mean, that's pretty difficult. We haven't really looked at the model for that yet, but this is definitely a good win for us.
Yeah, we can see what it comes out to and see what the odds come out to as well, for sure. This fight, Song Yadong won that first round, I think, and then Sean O'Malley came out the second round. I think he showed much better. I thought the second round was pretty close.
Yeah.
That was hard to call, but then he definitely won that third round. Sean O'Malley did. He was piecing them up in that third round. He was he was sticking and moving a lot better. They talked about it on the pre-show, Michael Bisping and all those guys on the pre-show right before the fight started. And he was saying that if this was a 5-round fight, that it would easily be O'Malley because he's been fighting for the championships the last couple of times.
Sure.
And he's getting kind of used to that model where like the third round fight feels short, when you're used to fighting 5 rounds. So you could really see he was getting better as the fight went on, where Song started off really strong and started dipping down near the end of the fight. But yeah, he got him by decision, so that was great. Huge win, +100. I mean, it's even money, right? So
yep,
that's a huge win.
You can see, of course, our units from last year, but we only started from 318. So the return of interest there at plus 27.3 units from last year. For this year, we did the calculation. We're currently, because of the one fight, which is 324, one event, we're at 12.8 return of interest. So good for us. But again, some stuff I think that one match we'll talk later on, I think we got a little bit robbed on, in my opinion. But these judges, man, they get me. Let's go with the third match here, Shano. The big boys. And we got this one, no questions asked, my friend. I'm, of course, referring to Waldo Cortez Acosta, taking on and we said Acosta by knockout at minus 115, so that hit for us. Your thoughts on this match there, Shano?
This fight went pretty much exactly what we talked about on our betting show. I mean, first round was kind of feeling out a lot. Derek Lewis tried to throw some shots. Waldo counterpunched him. Pretty much exactly how it said it was going to go. And then I think we even said in our show, if you want to sprinkle some money, go second round knockout.
Right.
And that's exactly what happened. The second round, Waldo caught him, got him down to the ground, got on top, TKO, fight's over, right?
Yeah.
So it went pretty much exactly how we said it. So if you sprinkled some money on the second round knockout, you made, I forget what it was. It was like plus 300 or something like that. So if you did that, kudos to you.
Yeah.
So, but we for our official pick, we just went Waldo by knockout, and that hit. I mean, that was big.
Yeah.
It was funny to see these two in the ring right after the Rose and the Natalia fight. First of all, a little bit more action, not a ton. It wasn't a huge action fight for the heavyweights there, but just the size difference. So big. These are some two big boys, man. They're big.
Oh, huge. But Shano, let me tell you something. When it came to this match, there, we had talked about, as you stated earlier, a little sprinkle, put some pizza money on round 2, maybe 3, but definitely not 1. So I didn't do it. I was like, maybe I should put a little pizza on it, but would have hit big.
Oh yeah, would have hit big for sure. So we talked about it. We didn't do it. We just went with our official pick with that. But
Right.
if you were listening and put some money, I mean, a couple bucks here would have paid out a decent amount of money.
Yeah.
So
what was the odds there?
I think it was like plus 320,
Yeah,
something like that.
320, 330, something like that. Yeah.
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 So it would have paid out pretty well.
So 2-1 thus far because we didn't hit the main event there because no one. I didn't think, like you're saying, going back to Patty, I didn't think that he was going to go toe to toe with the guy. That was just stupid in my opinion, but you know, didn't make any sense.
You can tell too the striking difference between the two when he was doing it. I mean, you can tell that's Gaethje's comfort zone and not Patty's.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't know what he was thinking, what his camp was thinking while they were training for this fight. Maybe, but kudos to Gaethje, man. He shows that he still got it. I mean, he's only 36, almost 37. Which once you get to like 37, 38 in this division, you're pretty. I mean, you're getting up there in age.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to cut down to 135 or whatever they fight at 145.
Yeah.
But he's still there, man. He has the interim belt now, so he'll be going against Ilya Tapora soon, whenever he's ready.
But not only that, there, Shano, he wants to participate at the White House, the event at the White House this summer.
Yeah.
You think that'll happen?
If he wants to, I'm sure he will. I mean, because they want to stack that card with American fighters,
Right.
So that's their whole thing. And so if he wants to, he'll be on it. And he's a huge draw. Gaethje is crowd favorite. The fans love him.
Yeah.
So that'd be a huge draw. And I'm sure if he wants to be on that fight, Dana's going to put him on that fight card.
Let's, of course, look at, you mentioned the ladies, the flyweight here with Natalia Silva taking on Rose Namajunas. We took Natalia Silva unanimous decision at minus 130. Again, when we talked about it on the live show, we didn't see any value with the money line or decision. We definitely eliminated the submission. That wasn't going to happen. And when I saw her fight, or let alone the finish, when I saw her fight, she reminded me of a little salsa dancing there with her hips. She's got some hips, man. She's got some hips.
We like to start playing some Shakira. Hips don't lie.
Hips don't lie, man. But very impressed with her. Your thoughts?
This I think was the weakest fight of all the fights on the card.
Right.
It wasn't a whole lot of action in it.
Right.
The first round, I don't know how the judges, like I texted you because like we went unanimous decision. I was like, I don't know how they're going to judge this because I think like Natalia had like 11 total hits and then like Rose had 10 total strikes or something like that. It was like very close, not a whole lot of action.
Right.
All right. So I mean that was tough to judge. But I went to Natalia unanimous decision, which we had, which is huge. Natalia definitely, I think round 1, round 2, round 3, I think was kind of more up in the air, but Natalia walks away with the unanimous decision, which is huge for us. But I think that fight literally could have gone either way to me, but it was close. It was like 29-28. I think all judges did it. So
yeah.
So
yeah. So that was interesting. I mean, I'll take it. I'll take the win.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's good for the business, but I agree with you. I thought Rose, if it had gone, like a championship fight, if it's gone 5 rounds, you know what I'm saying? I think Rose has this, but I don't know. It just, there were times where Silva should have taken her down, should have, thrown a little bit more jabs here and there. She's dancing, she's moving with her hips there, but I don't know. Natalia,
both of them are doing like little fake kicks, to try and they never actually throw it. I'm like, you got to throw one every once in a while.
Yeah, yeah. Not like we talked about earlier, Song De Dong, where he was destroying that leg, dude, early.
Yeah. O'Malley had like a nice little goose egg there on his leg after that first round.
Yeah.
It was. He just kept going after it.
Absolutely. So right now we have, of course, 3-1 in our UFC as we cover the recap. And you can see our units right there. We're at plus 12.8 return of interest. And then from last year's stuff there. No, but for last year, again, you got to keep in mind that we only started from 318, UFC 318. So we've been pretty good there, Shano.
Oh, yeah. Really good. Really good. That was only the last 5 pay-per-views, so we didn't do 7 of them.
Right.
So they usually have 12 a year.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's really good for only 5 pay-per-views.
Yeah, and then of course we have next weekend that we need to talk about, which we'll talk about this Friday on our live show. Let's move to the 5th and final match. This is the one we got robbed, in my opinion. Now, we took Sean
totally
Silver.
robbed.
We got Sean Silver by knockout. It's what we took. He won by decision. As you can see there in yellow, that was the result. We took in red. That's why we lost this one. We took Sean Silver by knockout at plus 140. Now, I had
that one.
Go ahead.
I was like, tell him what you had.
Yeah.
That's the one we got robbed on.
Yeah, Shano, I had I rarely do the Shano. And I was trying to the model with the new stuff and said, okay, let's see here. And I said, hey, this is going the distance, hands down. Hands down. I said that on the live show on last Friday. But I also said, hey, I'm going to trust the judges here. And if you saw this fight, folks, okay, this is the first card on the main card of Arnold Allen taking on Sean Silver there. Allen won that first round. I don't know what these refs were watching.
Well, two refs, I think, got it right. I think 2 refs correctly called the fight.
Yeah.
The one ref is the one that screwed you.
Yeah.
He's the one that screwed you.
Yeah.
He's the one that screwed you.
He had it 30-27. What are you watching, my guy?
Every other ref had a 29-28. And I think that's how it should have went.
Sure.
Because John Silver won the second and third round for sure.
Sure.
The first round, though, Allen had.
Sure.
He had that.
Sure.
He had that first round. It should have been 29-28 across the board. Should have been 29-28 across the board. And then you would have hit. Because you had plus 3.5 points.
Yeah.
So that means you would have lost by 3 points. You would have covered. And that was at plus money. That was at plus 100, wasn't it?
It was plus 110.
Plus 110.
Yeah.
There we go. Even better.
I don't get,
the judges, man, you can never leave it to the judges.
I know. I gave him a chance. I was like, I'm going to give you a chance there, judges. And totally got screwed. I would have won with the kicker, obviously, with the hook. But I couldn't believe it. I saw that match, and I'm like, okay, Arnold's got it. He did very well in the first round. Second round, I can see he went to Silva. I get that. And third was, okay, it was a kind of a toss-up in my book, but I was like, okay, based on what I'm seeing here, I saw it 29-28, and even if you gave it to Silva again, as you stated, Shano, I would have won with that plus 3.5. I would have won with that hook.
Yeah, you got robbed.
Totally
sure.
got robbed.
I mean, I don't know what that ref saw. No idea. But whoever that ref is needs to be investigated.
He needs to go. He
needs to be investigated. I don't know what the hell he saw.
Yeah, something's going on there. Something's in the water on that one. Shano,
I took Silva by knockout, and I took that knowing Allen's never been knocked out before. He's never been finished. You talked about that when we said said it's going to decision.
I did,
and I was like, it's true. I was like, but Silva, man, he's got different power. He does have some pretty good power. But he was a little off with his timing there. He had a couple good shots, but never like a dominant, clean shot.
Yeah.
Like where he usually has, where he drops a guy. And that's kudos to Allen there with his head movement and stuff like that. So, but I was saying if anybody's going to knock this dude out, it's Silva, and that didn't happen. But Silva did end up winning the fight. But man, you got screwed.
And keep that in mind, we also will be covering UFC 325, and not only all of our picks are going to be in English, but estás en español también con UFC 325. So it'll be, of course, in Spanish as well, which I will cover that for you guys. So definitely want to take care of our English and Spanish speaking audience, as it's huge. And for the Latin American audience, they love UFC. I love it. You got me into that, so I will definitely take care of you guys.
Yeah, you see the numbers it did. First night on Paramount Plus, it was just under 5 million viewers, which is huge.
Huge.
That's huge for the UFC. I think this move is going to be very beneficial to both parties, Paramount and UFC, because UFC, their usual pay-per-view buys are around somewhere between 500 and 700,000 pay-per-view buys on a normal one before they went to this model. If it was a big name fight, like you had like a John Jones or like a Conor McGregor, you're getting over 1 million buys.
Right.
But not everybody has that star power, right? So to get almost 5 million people watching, that's huge for the sport. Huge for the sport.
Yeah.
And they said a ton of views in Latin America. So that's why we're going to continue giving you guys those picks and in Espanol as well.
Right.
So it'll be both in English and Spanish. And then that's a great number for UFC for their debut event.
Shano's going to brush up on his Spanish, but of course, me being bilingual, I will take care of you guys. Trust me, guys. Yo soy tu canal when it comes to your UFC 325. So,
un poquito.
Yeah. But Shano, you know who's
Donde
really
está la biblioteca?
There you go. You know who's a little upset about the chaps over across the pond, as they are not watching. Or I don't think they get Paramount Plus.
Oh, so they still on the pay-per-view model over there?
Maybe. I'm going to have to research that, but if they're able, I'll research it and find out. But I think Canada can get it Paramount Plus, but it'd be interesting. I'll have the new executive producer Mark, or senior executive producer Mike, to research that one. So
yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah,
because the UFC is huge in England, man. It's huge.
Huge.
It's huge. Big. I mean, you had Alan from over there. He fought in this fight.
Yeah.
You had I mean, there's a lot of stars. Paddy Pimblett. He's from the UK.
Yep.
You know, so it's big over there.
Yeah.
The heavyweight champ right now is from England. So, and Tom Aspinall. So it's big over there.
Yeah.
It's big. So I'm sure they're pissed.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what's up. What's the deal with that? Let's of course talk about. Let's of course talk about our 6-0 NCAA college basketball. There, Shano. We'll go with you first, as you picked Vanderbilt. Hey, dancing all night long. Dancing all night long.
Easy like Sunday morning.
You picked Commodores -7. So the tickets catch here, the Commodores -7.5, under 160.5 points. So that also covered there as well. But Shano, you win on this one, 88-56. As you stated, easy like Sunday morning.
Yeah, there was no threat of them losing that game at all, right? I mean, they were up by 30 points at one point in the game. So they covered that easily. I told you guys this on the betting show on last Friday night. I said Vandy was on a 3-game skid, right? They lost 3 in a row, but they lost to 3 really good teams. They lost to Arkansas, which is a good team. Their Razorbacks are good this year.
Yeah.
They lost to Florida. Florida's really good this year. They had a very slow start, but they've been playing really well. And they lost to Texas, and Texas isn't great, but they're not bad.
Right.
Right. And that game, Vandy was just off. That was an off night for them. And that happens in sports sometimes. So I was like, look, if this game would have happened 2 weeks ago, they would have been 11 or 12 point favorites. Right. Mm-hmm. And I think we were buying them at a good time coming off that skid. And it proved. I mean, that was an easy win, easy cover.
Yeah. 24 points for Tanner, as you can see there on the screen there, Shano. Nickel with 13 points. Miles, 17 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. The Commodores were singing easy like Sunday morning.
Easy like Sunday morning for sure. And dancing on the ceiling afterwards.
Exactly.
Back in the W column. That's what I like to see for my Commodores.
So
they were my darling during the football season. I picked them a lot during the football season because they had a really good football team as well this year.
Right.
Vandy's never been that great at sports with the NILs and the transfer portals. Anybody can happen. I mean, Indiana just won a football championship. Who ever thought that would happen?
And now we've covered about 3 or 4 weeks here, Shano. In 4 weeks. We've covered 4 weeks since the end of college football. We did do some college football and we're calling the playoffs and stuff like that, but that's when we started to start in the beginning of January is when we did the college basketball. But Shano, 7-1.
7-1, baby. 7-1. 7-1. The only thing that screwed me was the St. John's game. I took the over,
right, and
it didn't hit. That was the very first week we were doing it. Since then, perfect.
Yeah,
perfect. I'm staying perfect. I'm just trying to stay perfect the whole year.
Yeah,
so that's what I want that to be my one and only blemish. But 7-1, come on, that's hot.
I will go next. As you know, Shano, I revamped the whole model. I threw that model in the trash, and I don't think it'll ever come back because this new model, man, perfect.
Yeah, 2-0 for you as well this week. That's huge.
Yeah.
I mean, 6-0 for all 3 of us. I mean, that's great.
Yeah. First, let's talk about the match between. It looks like what we have here. Oops, let me double check here. Oh, nope. I'm in the wrong button there. Sorry about that. There it is. Sorry about that. Getting used to the new system here. Houston taking on Texas Tech there, Shano. The Raiders cover with +1.5. If you took a money line, I said put a little sprinkle on our live show. I said put a little pizza money on the money line if you want to. Over 141.5 points. Easy cover there, Shano. But let me tell you something. When it comes to Texas Tech, two huge, and they're definitely going to the draft next year. We'll talk about that in future shows. But I hit here Texas Tech +1.5, Toppin with 31 points. Flemings for Houston, 42 points. He went 15 for 26, 42 points, 2 rebounds, 6 assists. Houston's got a good team. Sharp, 20 points. He went 50% from 3 points and then 5 for 5 free throws. Let's talk a little bit about Texas, a little bit more on Texas Tech. They've got a guy by the name of Anderson, 12 points, 4 rebounds, 9 assists. And this lad coming off of the bench here, Petty, no relation to Tom Petty, 5 out of 8, 18 points, 8 rebounds, and perfect at the charity stripe. What a win.
Yeah, huge win. And they did, like we just said, we talked about it on our show. They played a couple of weeks ago beforehand. But Flemings with 42 points. I mean, that's a lot of points in college. That's a lot of points in college basketball.
Yeah.
Because it's shorter than an NBA game, as you guys know. So 42 points is pretty impressive. I mean, same with 31 from Toppin. That's a great game for him. But yeah, great win by the Raiders there, the Red Raiders. Like you said, you were thinking about doing money line straight up, and you said sprinkle some on there, but you said to take the comfort of the point, and man, it covered big, so that's huge.
Yeah, huge as well. But I'm not bringing that old system. That was like the Carneseca. That was the Dean Smith, and I'm aging myself. That was the Lefty Drizel model, and I threw that in the trash. I was like, no, we're not using that anymore. And so revamped it. Spent days on revamping it with the new math, etc. So I'm glad that it hit for you guys who followed us. Let's go to, of course, the wise man. He is also 6-2, Shano, on this one. Yes, for the wise man. He's got, of course,
he's 6-2 for the year.
Yep.
So he's one game behind me. I can't let him catch me.
Yeah.
That's my goal.
Yeah. So the wise man, you can see it right there, guys, on the screen. Nebraska, as he took Nebraska -5.5, 76-57. Another easy winner for the wise man over Minnesota. And they moved these games up there, Shana, as you know, because of the snowstorm.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and what the wise man said about Nebraska being disrespected by the spread they had. They're an undefeated team playing against Minnesota, who's like an average team, and they only had 5 points. They were only favored by 5 points.
Yeah,
he was dead on right with that, wasn't he? Good job. They almost beat them by 19. So yeah. Like he said, he's like, if this was Duke that was undefeated playing somebody like Minnesota, they'd be favored by 10, right? So. Yeah. So he was dead on with that prediction there.
We texted the wise man earlier in the first half. Nebraska was struggling, but in the second half, they blew off the doors. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. For sure.
Lawrence, 14 points, so 5 for 12, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. Good numbers there. Sanford, 22 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, so double-double for him. As he goes 7 for 14. Hallberg, of course, 6 for 10, 14 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists. So almost 2 players on Nebraska with double doubles there. But and then you could see, of course, Minnesota's stats right there with Tyson with 12 points, Darkin 18 points. So this was a good match, but again, it seemed like Minnesota was trying to live and die by the 3, and it didn't work out for them. When they took on Nebraska, so as they lose to Nebraska, but that helps us.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Like you said, it was close in the first half, but then the second half, Nebraska just started pulling away and just didn't look back. So congrats on the wise man. I'm happy we all went 6-0. That's huge. And I hope we all just continue on our winning ways.
Yeah. So that's, of course, that was 3-0 on the single bets, but then we do a hot dog, guys. So if you want, you can catch all of our picks. We air them on our live show, live on Friday night at 8 o'clock. We bring the wise man in at 8:30 to talk about our hot dog, our picks in college basketball. But we don't have a graphic for this one because it was a hot dog, but it was a 3-team parlay. Shano, could you explain what that was?
Yeah, big one there. So that was at plus 594?
595.
595. Sorry, excuse me.
Yeah,
595.
My bad.
Can't forget that penny.
No,
forget
executive producer Mark is yelling in my ear. No, it's 595. I'm like, all right, take it easy. They're small. Take it easy. Shana, what it was under 168.5 total points between Tennessee and Alabama. That was my pick. The wise man went plus 7.5 with Northwestern over UCLA. And talk a little bit about yours.
I'm trying to pull it up here.
Okay, it was Clemson minus 7.5.
I had Clemson minus 7.5
over Georgia Tech.
See what the game is. Yeah, so Clemson minus 7.5 over Georgia Tech. Clemson, man, they just control the pace of play every game they're in. It seems like they're a very slow pace team, right? Mm-hmm. So they bring everybody down to that level they play at. And I felt like they were getting a little disrespected. We talked about Nebraska getting disrespected there with their point spread. Clemson's a good squad, man. They are good. And there it is. Finally, I got it up. So, Clemson's a good squad, and they're 17-4 this year. Their losses have come against like really good competition in college basketball.
Right.
So they play really, really good defense. So they slow guys down. They slow the game down. They slow the tempo down, and then they also play really good defense. And so they're hard to beat. They're tough out for everybody. And I thought they should have been favored closer to 10 points in this game. They actually won by 14. So. Clemson, huge winner for us.
Huge winner for us. Very happy with what we saw here with our 6-0. So recap, 6-0 in college basketball, which is huge. 2-0 in the NFL, 3-2 in UFC. So again, we're getting used to some new things. It's brand new year, brand new platform. But then, of course, we got to get a sneak preview, and the guys over in the studio are currently working on the graphics for 325. So that's something that's the numbers are starting to come out here, Shano, and there was a change in one of the main card fights. But, of course, it's taking place in Australia.
Yeah, in Australia. It's in Sydney, I believe.
Yep.
And then if you look at the card, every fight has got a fighter from either Australia or New Zealand or somewhere in that area around Australia. So it's we'll see if the home field advantage is true in the fight game, for sure, because it's going to be a lot of hometown guys fighting in this fight in Australia, and it should be a good one. It should be exciting. Volk is the main event there. Then the co-main event is Dan Hooker versus Saint Denis.
Yeah,
we did the Saint Denis fight. I think that was like 318, 319, somewhere around there. It was his last fight. Mm-hmm. He was one of our bets. Dan Hooker is a good fighter too, but he's getting up there in age. So my early lean there is probably Saint Denis. But the fight I'm looking forward to. I love the big boys when they start swinging. Tai Tuivasa, man, that guy's so entertaining to watch. He's so entertaining to watch. He's the one he does a shoey after he wins. He goes and grabs some random fan's shoe and pours a beer into it and chugs it out of his shoe.
That's nice. There's actually an American on the main card. We'll talk about that. Well, I believe his last name is McCluskey?
Malarkey?
Malarkey.
Yeah.
I stand corrected.
Yeah.
But yeah, the numbers are starting to come in, folks. So we don't have the numbers yet for our
yeah, it's a little too early. They usually fully come out there around midweek for UFC. Usually by Wednesday they'll have like the full like by decision, by knockout, all that stuff.
Right.
They have money line bets up right now, but Like Volk's like heavily favored, so like I don't know about that. Like I'm not going to take someone minus 300. That doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah, I haven't seen the numbers haven't come out for the knockout or by decision or to finish or anything like that. So we're going to wait until we get that, and then we'll put it in our model, of course. And but yeah. Shano, before we go, we have a request to look at the Super Bowl 60. Now, as we both know, New England and the Seattle Seahawks. Let's take a look at it now. I think the guys have the odds up right here. Yep, there it is. As you can see here, Super Bowl 60, which will be taking place at Levi Stadium on February the 8th at 6:30, which really isn't 6:30. Let's really be honest. It's like 6:55, right? But Shano, I'll tell you this. This is a sleeper. I'm calling it. And I do this every year. I've been doing it, well, since I started, was able to bet. So I think I was able to bet Super Bowl 30. So 30 years of betting. I'm taking the heads on the coin toss.
Heads on the coin toss. I thought tails never fails.
No. Heads. Calling it right now. That I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I think it's minus 110. But I'm going to call heads right now on the coin toss.
Do you do the Gatorade color and all that stuff too?
I've thought of it, but you know what I used to do, and then they caught on to it. How long the national anthem was going to be?
Yeah,
because you get reports it's like, okay, they're rehearsing, so this person's going at least 2 minutes, blah blah, and if they have it like at 1:45, okay, it's over, winner, right? They don't do it anymore, so
no. I can see why. I know some places still do the Gatorade.
Yeah.
Gatorade. And the hack there, they always say, is whatever team you think is going to win, you pick the Gatorade color that's closest to that team. So, like the Broncos, you might want to pick orange Gatorade, right? Because they got, or if they were in the Super Bowl, right? The Broncos, you pick orange. If you're Seattle, you might want to pick like a green or a blue, right? Because that's their colors, right? So New England, you can go blue or red, right?
Right.
If you think it's going to be New England.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. They say that's the hack of how you pick it.
Yeah.
I never got into that.
So let's look, of course, at the odds here, Shano. Seahawks at the Patriots. The Patriots, of course, are the home team for the Super Bowl. The line came out, you and I, and we were celebrating like it's 1999, and it came out at minus 3.5 for Seattle, and I was like, get on, buy. And as soon as I about to hit submit, it switched off. DraftKings was sharp on that and it went right up to minus 4.5 quick. That
was the quickest I've seen a line move in a long time.
Yeah.
Good God.
We
were celebrating because we had a huge weekend. Big win, 6-0 college basketball. Did pretty well in UFC, 2-0 in NHL, right? And then 2-0 in NFL, right? So then we're like celebrating that. And then you saw minus 3.5, but that thing moved like within minutes of posting. Like it was a quick move.
So it's going back and forth here, Shano. It's now at plus 4.5. You can probably get it at 5. I saw it as high as 5.5. And executive producer Mark got it in at plus 5.5 at a good number, minus 110. I have to agree with this one. I think here's my. I haven't done the math yet, but this is my thinking here. It's either going to be a complete blowout, Seattle destroys them, or it's going to be a very, very close game where if it's going to be close, where you're going to, it's possible we might get that Darnold effect. I think New England's got it, especially with 5.5. I think New England's got it.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good game. New England's they people keep writing them off because their strength of schedule wasn't the best this year, but they just keep winning. And I texted you this during the game. They're the first team in NFL history to win 3 playoff games against 3 teams that have a top 5 defense. So they've beaten 3 really good defenses. They just beat the Broncos, Texans. They beat the Texans, and they beat the Chargers. And the Chargers, I think they're 5th overall in the NFL in total defense. But still, top 5 defenses, especially when you beat the Broncos and the Texans, those are like the number 2. Those are like the top 2 defenses, really, I think, in football. And they're going to play another top 5 defense this week or next week, 2 weeks for the Super Bowl, right? They're in Seattle. Seattle's defense is no joke, right? They got a good defense. I'm looking at their defense, the stats right here. Defensive passing yards allowed, they're about tied. They both led up around 193 yards per game. Seattle is 10th in the league. The Patriots are 9th. Rushing, Seattle is 3rd in the league against the run, and the Pats are 6th. So definitely a defensive game here when you look at that stuff like that. People keep saying they're doubting Darnold. Darnold's the only quarterback in the playoffs to not have a turnover yet. Only one. The only quarterback to not have a turnover.
See, you jinxed him. You jinxed him right there. So here's the thing, though. All odds, of course, provided by Scores and Odds. But Shannon, you can see the ATS record: 14-5 for Seattle, 14-6 for New England. You know, I in the total here, Shano, 45.5. Ooh, it's come down, but I'm literally leaning New England plus 5.5. If it goes to 5.5, I'm getting on New England right now.
Yeah, I think it'll be close. I do see a scenario where the Seattle Seahawks could run away with this thing because I mean they're just a complete team. I think New England's got a great team too, but they're a complete team. But I would say most of the things I'm seeing, I think it's going to be a close one. I think it's going to be a close one. I still got to run the numbers, so none of this stuff is official. But if it gets to 5.5, I kind of agree with you on that one. I would take Patriots 5.5. If it's 3.5, like it opened, I would take Seattle.
Let's of course, Shano, let's look at what the guys have done. They just put it on the screen here. The betting analysis. So it's kind of like we're showing you the sauce. You know what I'm saying? We're kind of opening the door, telling you the secret ingredient, the sauce a little bit. You know what I mean? And where it breaks down here, the straight up, and look at the record here: 16-3 straight up for Seattle, 17-3 for New England. Now, the reason why, of course, New England has one more on their quote-unquote resume is because Seattle had the bye. So that's why the records aren't matching up. 14-5 for ATS, as we talked about earlier there for the whole season, 14-6 for New England. The over and under, this is interesting, 12-8 for over and under here, 11-8 for Seattle. Points for 29.2, very close here, Shano. 29.2, 27.2 for points for, points against, 17.1 for Seattle, 17.3 for New England. Your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, I mean, that shows they're pretty close, I think, right? Across the board. I haven't looked at their common opponents yet. That's why it's something else I always look at when I'm trying to make a decision.
Right.
I know they both played the Bills, I believe. They both played the Bucks, and I think they both played the Jets. The Jets game's not going to tell you anything. They both. I mean, who doesn't beat the Jets?
Right.
That one's not going to tell you anything.
Yeah.
But the other two, I mean, that's worth diving into and seeing how they did against them as well. That's another way to look at some bets. But yeah, looking at those numbers, it's a pretty even matchup, isn't it? Pretty even.
Yeah, pretty even. But like I said, we're kind of. We're showing you a little bit of the secret of the sauce there, you know. We're not going to tell you the whole enchilada. We're not going to. I mean, listen, we're giving out gold, as you say there, Shano, right? But we're not going to give you gold. But we're not going to give you the sauce. We're not going to give you the Colonel's recipe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, we got to do something.
Yeah, the secret herbs and spices. We'll tell you like there might be oregano in there, but we're not going to give them all away, right?
Yeah. We're not going to say, hey, look, put a half a cup of salt in there. You know, no tofu, whatever. No tofu. We don't do that. But yeah, we're not going to. I mean, we'll show you what we look at the betting analysis, but we're not opening the door to the math model or analysis or the algorithms that we run. But hey, if you ask, be happy to show you a little bit here and there. But it's a very interesting model there, Shano, that what we've covered. But I'm pretty impressed with the straight up record as well as the ATS. Yeah.
As I said, it's pretty even matchup, man. You look on paper, and I get that I get that the Patriots had a pretty easy schedule. They're the easiest schedule in the league, in the regular season. And Seattle I mean, they play in a murderer's row division, don't they?
Right.
They have the Rams in their division. They have the Niners in the division. Them, right? They have the Cardinals. That's a little gimme. But I mean, the Patriots have a good gimme too on their schedule with the Jets, right?
Yeah.
So, so that does play into effect a little bit there, right? So, but yeah, I mean, just looking at it though, pretty even when you break it down like that, and that's what tells me it's going to be pretty close.
Yeah. Do you feel, Shannon, before we go, do you feel that these are the right two teams in the Super Bowl? Because, Rams could have changed if they, again, coaching. But I'll tell you this, which I didn't mention before. Sean Payton, man, he's stubborn, man. He is so stubborn. Doesn't want to, I don't get it. Because, again, New England wasn't scoring.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know, man. I don't know. And who I thought was going to be in the Super Bowl preseason is totally different than these two teams. I think we both said they were both going to make the playoffs, but I didn't see either one of them going to the Super Bowl, especially with New England with a new head coach first year going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And how do you feel that the Titans feel, man? You could get rid of a coach, you fire him, he gets hired instantly, right? To his alma mater, for a lack of a better term, right? He played as a player there in New England. They swooped in and picked him up instantly. He instantly turns that program around. They had 4 wins last year. The Patriots did 4 wins. Four wins. He turned them around to going to the Super Bowl.
And Tennessee is looking like idiots. No, we're going to move on. We're going to move on from this guy.
I don't know why they ever moved on from him. He's a great coach. And McDonald, man, he turned around that Seahawks program. Seahawks were in the Super Bowl not too long ago either. I mean, both these were. The Patriots weren't. Last time they were in it with Tom Brady, obviously. So, I mean, it's not like they've been Super Bowl deprived like some of these other teams, right? But, I mean, they were in a bad spot last year. And then Seahawks, with Pete Carroll getting fired, all that, they were in turmoil. And then McDonald came there last year. This is his second year with the team. And then he showed really well improvement last year, and this year just kept building on it. He's a great coach too, man. They got two really good coaches in those organizations.
I'll leave you with this, Shano. I blame the owners on some of these clubs. I mean, they don't want to spend the money for these big names of head coaches. I mean, look what you did. You gave up draft picks for Sean Payton. Look how far they went. Kraft pulled up with the armored truck, if you know what I mean, okay, and said, hey, he went $1 million man, Ted DiBiase, name your price. Everybody's got a price for Robert Kraft. You could say the same thing for the Chargers, but look at like Jerry Jones. Don't want to spend the money.
Yeah.
Look what they're, look at it now. Us as Washington, look at it from there. Look at the Chicago Bears.
Yeah.
They brought in some bucks, and Ben Johnson gets you. I'm just saying it.
Yeah. He turned around that team instantly too.
Hey, you gotta. I don't know if it's ego, but you gotta spend the dough, my friend.
Coaching matters. Coaching matters. A lot of people try to downplay it in the NFL because they're professionals. These are pro players, right?
Yep.
They should be the ones preparing, and they do prepare. Pro players, they watch a ton of film.
Yeah.
The good ones, at least. The good ones watch a ton of film. They break down a bunch of stuff, and they're very well prepared. But coaching matters still in the NFL. It does. It really does. And if you don't have a good head coach, you're not going to win. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. And it makes me. It's like for our Steelers fans out there, it makes me like you got rid of a really good one in Tomlin, and you guys might be on that carousel that Washington's been on forever.
Right.
Ever since Joe Gibbs left, it's been like coach here for 2-3 years, next coach in, right? And then you just go round and around, right? And that's what I was warning Steelers fans about is that you have a good coach, you're consistently good, consistently making the playoffs. Watch, you're going to get rid of him, and you're going to be 4-12 or 4-13, whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
So you got to be careful what you wish for sometimes when you get rid of somebody who's a good, consistent coach.
Exactly. Well, folks, that's going to end it for tonight for our recap of the weekend bets here. We've got some pending NHL bets going on now because we went 2-0 on Saturday. We took the day off. So, again, as a recap, 2-0 in NHL. We go 2-1 in the EFL Championship for me, and 1-1-1 in EPL. So I'm going to look at that model real quick. 2-0 in NFL, 6-0 college basketball, huge. 3-2 in UFC 324. We'll be back for UFC 325 for our live show. We will have those picks in English and in Spanish. Shano, I mean, executive producer Mark, we need a raise, man. Come on. What are we doing?
We definitely do. I mean, come on. That weekend alone, you got to give us a pay bump. That weekend alone. Update on the hockey picks. We had 2 out there today. One's probably not going to hit. So it looks like we're probably going to go hopefully 1-1.
Yep.
We had Bruins Rangers. We had Bruins to win money line. They're up 3-2 right now. Mammoth and Lightning, both offenses, been on fire. They've been scoring 5 goals apiece for the last 2 weeks straight. It's 1-0 right now in the third.
You're killing me. You're killing me, Smalls. Oh, I can't win them all.
No, but hey, Bruins are up right now. So as long as Boston wins, that'd be good. That'd be good. We'll split and go 1-1.
I might have to get back in the DeLorean. Remember, Shano, I showed you that. I ran into a guy who made a custom DeLorean, and I didn't want to buy it because I was really shy. I'm really a shy person, as you know. So I went up to him and said, "Hey, do you mind if I take some pictures?" Blah blah blah. And said, "Sure," but it would have been rude. It's like, man, you should have made a commercial out of that. Hey, we're going into the future. No. I leave that to I didn't want to be that kind of guy.
You still got like his contact info.
I know.
You might have done it.
I know.
Those car guys, man, they like to show off their cars.
Yeah,
car guys like to show off their cars.
Yeah,
they do.
Well, maybe I'll run into him again because it was at my local gas station. I had to gas up for the big snowstorm.
But anyway. This thing's running plutonium.
Exactly. So you tell me this sucker's nuclear?
Or uranium, whatever it was.
No, it was plutonium.
Yeah, plutonium.
No. This sucker's electrical.
And at the end of the was it the end of the first one? Made it so you can just throw trash into it.
Yeah,
right?
Mr. Fusion.
Yeah, Mr. Fusion. Yeah.
I love that movie, man. I love that movie. All right, guys, we're going to sign off here. Don't forget to catch our live show Friday night at 8:00. We're going to be get a little bit more detail on the Super Bowl. Hopefully, we can get a little bit more data, but no official picks for that. For our Friday show, but we'll definitely have 6 more games or 3 games plus our 3-team parlay, our hot dog for college basketball. We'll have the Wise Man on, as well as our UFC 325. So we'll have our UFC 325. We'll start off at 8:00, 8:30. It'll be one whole show, 8:30 for the Wise Man as he comes in. So check us out. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up. Really helps the channel. We really enjoy doing this. The website it's up and running there, Shano. www.justwinbetsbaby.com. Still big news, not this week, but next week. Hopefully we can announce that on Friday as we prepare for our big news. We're going to have some UFL news as well with the Fantasy League or straight, what was it, Pick'ems? I think that's what we were looking into or something like that.
Yeah, looking to the Pick'ems. Yep.
Yeah. Some affiliates that we're hey, it's working nonstop here, nonstop. Have a good night. Stay safe.
Real quick.
Go ahead.
Breaking news from Adam Schefter.
Go ahead.
All right. Commanders are trying to finalize a deal to hire Vikings defensive pass game coordinator and defensive backs coach Durante Jones as their defense coordinator. Jones has been one of Brian Flores' most trusted defensive coaches for the past 3 seasons. If he's a Brian Flores-like guy, that's good, because I like Brian Flores. I wanted him as DC. But I literally just came up on my feed on X.
What are we doing? Again, you got to spend the money. Mr. Harris, you got to spend the money. Come on, man.
I kind of like it, man. If you can't have Flores, why not take the guy who's been with him for a bunch of years and his right hand man? I want somebody who would freaking blitz. That's what I want. Somebody who would blitz somebody because we can't get a pass rush.
Yeah,
that's what I want. And Flores, he's known for that. He does some crazy exotic blitzes. Yeah, sorry, I just had to bring it up.
That's okay. That's all right. We're gonna have to look into that and get back to you guys on Friday. Have a good night. Stay safe. Stay warm, and we'll see you next time. Take care.
See ya.